Welcome to another Monday night Incredible Cash with your host, Cash Flow. This is your financial freedom program of the week. Hopefully, everybody had a great week. Um, Hopefully, everybody's doing great. Good evening from Kyle. Welcome, Kyle. It's great to have a champion as one of the first person on here. Tim, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm kind of beat today. Hi, Marion. How are you? Welcome to the show. Facebook user, don't know who that is. I've got to jump on the other screen to keep up with that. So let me do that. All right, we got Eric. Eric Devash is the one with the hands up. um, Welcome, Eric. Thank you for joining our program. And we should have Montana on any second. For Eric and anybody else that's joining, if you guys have not done so, this is what you guys need to do is go to chat.restream.io/FB so that way your name and your picture can show when you comment. It is a Facebook thing to give access for Restream to show your name since we're not using Facebook Live. Anyways, guys, I believe Montana should be up and running in a few seconds. In the meantime, if you guys got anything you guys want to share, welcome. I've had a really long day today. I almost fell asleep, but the show must go on, right? What's up, Trip? How you doing, brother? Let's see if we can get our guest on here. Welcome, Montana. How are you doing tonight, brother?
Man, pretty good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm gonna change the screen out a little bit. Is that better? You got a lot of light, man.
Yeah, let me dim it down some right quick. Let me see.
Yeah, I was saying, Kyle, that Sheriff Tintright was all over the place today, man. He visited Mike Watson, visited you guys. Man, must have been a busy day for the sheriff. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
How was your day? I know you've been running around today.
Yeah, man, it's busy. Pretty busy. Just doing what I love to do.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up, Tim? I like the view for sure. Which view you talking about, Tim? David Rosenberg. Hello, David. All right. So,
How
how
you
was your
think?
day today? I know you were all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How about yours, man?
I'm tired, man. I mean, honestly, I'm tired. I'm still getting better after being sick for a little bit. Just beat today. It was a full day for us today. A lot of work to do, so I'm just beat. But other than that, I'm just loving life, man. Being here.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. I think I'm gonna switch chairs. I'm gonna get out of this chair and get in another chair.
You're too tall for that chair, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up.
Like this. Yeah.
So how was the champ's gap today, man? He said he got his gap inspected.
Man, it was on point. It was on point. Which I was expecting it to be on point anyway. You know what I mean? But I always, like I told him, I say I gotta check because I can't say I checked and I didn't check. So I told him let me check your gap, and I checked his gap, and man, he passed. He
So
passed.
was it micro edge? Was it shaved? Was it just cut?
Now I was just cut. It was cut just right, and he got it just right. Where it's like it's kind of like that just right where you don't even need to shave the edge. but it's just right. So it was like it was perfect. And I said,
Yeah.
dang, I said, okay. So, he's pretty good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Gotta love those cups, man. Eric, thank you for those cups, man. I love the heck out of those
Yeah,
cups.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, man,
Like,
I don't know how they made those damn things. No matter how hot my coffee and my chai is, that thing does not go through that cup, man. I can hold the damn thing and it'd be cold as hell.
yeah, yeah. It does that. It's really good cups, like I say, because it keep things cool and it keep anything hot. It keep it hot. So yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Marion says she watched you with Liz last night, and man, I was impressed. Love your attitude. I don't know
Thank you, man. Thank
what
you.
that was.
Thank you.
What was that?
Me and Liz last night. Liz invited me on, and we talked about some things. She wanted me to actually talk about the giveaway with the Stay Shady shirts,
Oh, okay.
the little contests and stuff like that. So basically, all you have to do is post a picture of you wearing one of the Stay Shady shirts, which I really love the shirts, man. And also I like the meaning behind the shirts. Be who you need. And that's true, man. You have to be who you need because at the hardest times in your life, the only person you may have is you, and you got to be who you need at that moment. You know what I mean, to pull yourself out of that dark place. Which I will go over that as we get more into this podcast interview. But yeah, man, you have to be who you need and just think positive and look at everything in a positive way. Even when you're going through negative situations or negative experiences in your life, you got to do your best to feed off of whatever positive you got, and that's going to help you get through the hard times.
For sure, definitely. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you. I'm sorry, I was supposed to put this out last week and I just got sidetracked and I didn't get to do our promo until this morning. But speaking of Liz, she's on here as well. Welcome, Liz.
Okay, Liz, welcome to the team.
Marion beat me to the punch on that one. Guys, if you're coming on and if we don't see your name, it's because you have to give Facebook your access. And to do that, the link is right on my screen right there, right underneath this. Follow that link and just allow Facebook to show your name. It's a one time per show, I mean, not show, per group. So since this is on my Incredible Cash group, once you do that, doesn't matter whenever you come in next time, you don't have to go through that. Uh, everybody's coming up with new rules and stuff, so that's just something Facebook came up with a little bit ago. So Montana, let's start with give us a little bit background on you, man. I mean, I know a lot of people know you, but for the people that don't know you, to know you a little bit better, uh, give us a little bit of your background, man. Introduce yourself, however you want to introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I've been in the winter tent industry going on over 20 years now. I first started out, just kind of like tending in the neighborhood. Where I first started out installing stereos and car alarms.
Okay.
And once, like, we kind of didn't want to pay to get our cars tinted because the guys were charging outrageous price. And we decided to try to do it ourselves. So that's when I began to get more into the tent. And back then, all we had was I used to use my mom blow dryer. We just had a razor blade, and maybe a hard card, whatever we can find to squeeze it out. We buy the tent from AutoZone, which was hilarious because man, that stuff was so cheap. But yeah, man, I started out, way back, man, when I was like, I want to say back when I was about 17, 18. And like I say, once I started tenting, I started getting, I really did like tent because you can make good money. You can make good money at it, and that's why I switched over. Audio equipment was becoming a headache, so I was like, I'm gonna step away from it. And that's when I started tenting, man.
Nice. How long did you do the audio business for?
Man, I started installing stereos when I was like 14. I started doing that when I was 14. Got real good at it. But I just got tired of it, man. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something different. And then once I started 10, I started to learn more and more about the tent. And for a minute, it took me a while to really get get it, you know, because I never knew how to shrink the back glass when I started out. And once I seen how to shrink the back glass in one piece, that was that was it. You know what I mean? And that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna start 10 full time. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
That's a long time, man, for tinting. 20. I didn't realize you were in the tint game for that long, man. 20 years.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
was in it, man. I stepped away from it quite a few times because I was
Okay.
like, you know, I used to burn myself out. I used to work like I work early in the morning to late at night, like 12, and I just used to burn myself out trying to tint every car, and it was exhausting, man. You know what I mean? Like I was like, man, I need to find something else, you know. And then I got my other passions and stuff that I like to do, which is entertainment stuff. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna, you know, do my entertainment and I'll do a little tint on the side. But I couldn't get away from the tent. So
That's what I was gonna ask you. You didn't get bored with tint like you got bored with stereo, huh?
now the tent, cause I had built up the clientele, and it was hard for me to step away from it. Like when I stopped, um, and it's like, man, I had my phone. It was cut off for like a couple years, and when I cut the phone back on, man, it was ringing. Like they was saying, people were saying they was looking for me. They was looking for me, and it's like I couldn't get away from the tent. So I was like, there's no reason to turn down money. So that's when I got back into the tent and started that tent.
Okay. So when did you take a break? How long ago was that?
Man, this was how it's been quite a few times, Cash, to be honest. Man, it's been quite a few. Some I was kind of forced to take a break, and some I just took a break because I just wanted to do some other things. But um yeah. My recent break, man, was the story what I was talking to you about when I had to shut down. You know what I mean? So it's up to you if you want me to kind of get into that now.
Yeah, no, I mean, get into it. I mean, see, like, the reason I wanted, I was really intrigued by your story is also because of the financial, reason of it. A lot of people get into it or want to open up a business, and then they struggle, or they're not prepared for it. So you've kind of had that experience from little information I've got was you've had that happen a few times. Whether it was for passion, whether it was for the money, whether it was for the location. Some of that stuff is good to kind of share out with our community to kind of let a lot of people that are uncertain what they want to do to kind of have somebody else's experience to kind of jump off of.
Yeah, yeah,
So definitely, I'd love to hear the story because I'd like to know the what the detailed story was.
yeah, man. Well, how it led up to that. At first, I was when I had stopped 10 for a while and I was trying to get back into it. I really didn't have the funds to start back up and do everything like that. So what I did, man, I moved out of town. And this was during the process when I was, you know what I mean? I was homeless, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was homeless. I was sleeping in my little truck. I had a little pickup truck, and I was sleeping in the truck. And I started, you know, kind of working at different shops. Matter of fact, in Atlanta, you know what I mean? In Atlanta, I started working at different shops to make money, and then I didn't want to go get a hotel room because I was like, that's gonna cut into my money. Because I was like, I was gonna use that money to build myself back up and open me a shop. And so I did that, man, and it was doing like the roughest time, man. It was winter time and it was cold, man. I'm talking about, man, it was cold, and I got a hoodie that I use that just kept me warm, Cash. It kept me warm. Man, it was crazy, right? And it kept me warm because I couldn't let the truck run that much because it would burn gas. So I cut
Right.
it off for a while, you know what I mean? And then I'll crank it back up, get a little heat, but that, man, it got cold instantly every time I turn it off. But yeah, man, so I worked, I built up cash flow. I came back and I bought me one of the metal garage buildings. I bought me one of those, started, everything started going good, man. You know what I'm saying? I was, generating funds, making money. Everything was good. People knew I was back in business. Then I wanted to go to another level, and I found another location. And I wasn't. Now that I look back, you know what I mean. I was like, you live and you learn. But the
Right.
location, it set off from the street, But most of my customers they find me on Google, so I wasn't really worried about that, you know what I mean? Because I had a good footprint, a good presence on Google, and so what I did was I ended up before I got to that location, I invested money because I wanted it a certain way. When you get a location, you want it set up the way you want it set up. And I say this place, I wanted to be pretty nice. I went in there, you know what I'm saying, tore down walls, renovated, invested all this money in it, and it was nice, man. It was real nice, but I wasn't expecting that pandemic and when that COVID-19, I wasn't expecting none of that. And during that process, I was in the building for a while, and then all of a sudden, that's when COVID-19, the pandemic hit. Everything shut down. Um, Business was real slow, man. Like the phone just completely stopped ringing. This when everything had to shut down, and everybody was pretty much focused on their family and surviving. Nobody wasn't thinking about tent during that time. Well, for me, I don't know how others was, but my thing is, I moved in that building. I left the other location, moved in that building, and I tied up all my money, and that was something that you know, I'm, I'm known. I always take risk, Cash. You know what I mean? Because I know sometimes you have to take a risk, but you still have to be smart when taking the risk. So I invested all my funds. You know what I mean? I had inventory. I had tent product, and I spent the money on advertisement, marketing. Big billboard, and all this stuff. I was trying to keep going within an 8 month or maybe a year time without bringing in no funds, and it drained me. You know what I mean? It drained me to the point where, man, I had to shut it down. So I shut it down, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I shouldn't have moved. I should have stayed where I was. You have all these regrets and you beat yourself up. So what I did, I stopped 10. I stopped 10 for like a year, maybe like a year and a half. I completely stopped 10. I didn't want nobody to talk to me about 10. Like, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to talk about it. I was kind of mad at, because I was like, man, I spent all my money. I did this and did that. But I learned a lot from that situation. You know what I mean? So you have to be very careful with your finances. Even when you think you're ready to do something, that doesn't necessarily mean you're ready. You still got to look at what you got to do, what it's going to take. You got to plan it out, man. You have to plan it out, because I made a quick move just because I was doing so well at the time. And I thought I was going to be able to handle it, but I wasn't prepared to last a whole year almost without making no revenue, without bringing in, generating no funds. And the lease I was paying just for the building itself was like 2,500.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it was in a great area, and the population is great, and it's everything around this is high end. And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be able to survive this long in this building, and it's taking all my funds. You know what I mean? So it knocked me down, and I was at rock bottom. And when I think about it, man, it's like it's a scary feeling, Cash. You know what I mean? Because when you sitting inside your shop and the phone is not ringing, and you may get a call here and there, and you thinking about, man, you know what I'm saying? When it come to the end of the month, we got to kick out all this money, and I'm like, dang, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I mean? I don't even want to go through it no more. You know what I mean? Just the feeling of it was the worst feeling I felt. You know what I mean? To have to shut down from something that I spent so much money in. That was the first time I ever did that to a building. Most buildings I go in, I'll paint, do stuff, maybe put down some flooring, something like that. But I did a lot to this building, man. And it kind of like it broke my heart, you know, It's just thinking about it. But now, uh, I waited a year or so, and I had a guy call me. He's like, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You want to help me tent, man, make some money and all this right here." So what I did, I started helping him tent for a little while, and I thought about it. I said, "Man, if I'm still gonna be tenting, I might as well reopen my shop."
Right.
And that's when I came at it from a different perspective. I started doing things different financially, because that was the big key. Uh, I don't go all out like I used to. You know what I mean? Like I would just really go to the extreme on a lot of things, dealing with cash flow, because I'd be like, man, I'll make it back. You know, that's the main thing. Like a lot of guys, even I know guys like that. They be like, man, they spend 2, 3, 4 thousand, and they be like, man, I'll make it back. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about it. But what if you don't make it back? And then you hustling backwards, because even though you know you're gonna make it back, but it's still not that same money. You know,
Right.
so I rather build than to spend, man. You just gotta spend your dollars wisely. I rather invest into the business, and try to help it grow than to take away from it, and spend money and just spend it, and just spend it without a care. So yeah, man, it was rough, man. But I ended up coming back, and I came back a little stronger this time with a different mindset. And that's when I started getting more involved in the groups. That's why people like, where did he come from? He came out of nowhere. I had just came back and opened up my shop. And I told myself I'm gonna get more involved. I'm gonna network with people. I'm gonna meet other tenors and just try to see what's going on out there in the world, because I wasn't really in no groups. I didn't know nothing about no groups. And I started getting more into groups and stuff like that, man. And like I say, began to things began to go better than I expected, because I started doing things better than how I used to do it. So you have to improve, man. You live and you learn. You have to be willing to listen, um, and you have to be willing to just take advice from those that have it to give. You know what I mean? Just accept the advice, because financially, man. Now I'm just gonna take you back in time, Cash. When I was young, I was making a whole bunch of money, but I was spending the money. Nobody told me about credit. Nobody told me about nothing. I didn't know none of that, Cash, because I come from the hood. You know what I mean? Like I come from the hood. I come from where places where people barely make it out to survive. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the type of area where I'm from, the bottom of Augusta. And my thing was, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I made it this far. So I try to keep going. I try to keep staying positive and just keep pushing forward, uh, and stuff like that, man. And just learning from each little thing I do. I try to learn and try to improve on it. But financially, man, I blew a lot of money back when I was younger, just spending it and making it and spending it, because I didn't have. That's why when I talked to you that time, I was like, Cash, that's good. You talking about the finance part of it, because a lot of guys out there, man, they lacking that financial literacy, man. They don't know. You know what I mean? They need somebody to be able to talk to them and coach them. Otherwise, they gonna continue to make money, be in the same spot. Just say it's guys that I knew 15 years ago, and they still in the same spot. They still doing the same thing. They haven't progressed, because all of that money that they've been spending, it's like you stealing from yourself. You stealing from the business. And how's the business gonna grow when you taking the money and putting it in your pocket? And it's like, this is my money. And my dad always told me that. He was like, that's not your money, because my dad used to help me in my other shop. He's like, that's not your money. That's the business money. And I was like, what you talking about? I made this money. This is my money. He was like, that's not your money. And he's big up on that. My dad always talked to me about that, but I didn't listen, man. I didn't listen. I was hard headed, to be honest. I had to learn the hard way, and I did learn the hard way, and it's taught me a great lesson. Put it that way.
I can feel it through your voice, man. I can feel it through your emotions right now, and I appreciate you sharing this. I know a lot of it is tough, revisiting it and talking about it, and the whole point of this is to kind of let the community know that, hey, listen, the struggle is real.
Yeah.
And if you are gonna go do something, make sure you plan it out, and lately that's literally what I've been saying: plan, plan, plan. If you plan it right, you are gonna succeed automatically because you plan it right. And you plan for the worst and you aim for the best, okay? So that way you don't run into anything that's gonna sidetrack you or knock the winds out of you. So I mean, just talking about what you said, right before COVID, you got this location and you're paying $2,500. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, damn man, he spent $30,000 in that rent just that first year. I mean, I can only imagine how much more money spent in that year, how much money you lost. So those are a lot of the things that a lot of people don't. Everybody sees the flashiness or the well-being of somebody that's established, but they don't look at how hard they work to get there. you know Everybody wants, especially these days, everybody wants to be a millionaire real quick. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You look at these guys, like people look at you, and a lot of people admire you. Hey, it's the sheriff. You come in with your outfit, you come in with that vehicle. Everybody's impressed right off the top. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they don't know that 20-year struggle that got you to that point where you're at right now. So the comfort, it's hard to get to it. Everybody wants that right off the top. So I mean, man, I'm hearing your stuff. That is a lot of hard stuff, man. And I'm happy for you that you're at where you're at now. That you stuck through it. That I know you struggled a lot, and hopefully with this interview, it can impact some of the younger folks, and they learn something from it, and hopefully they don't struggle as bad. Atlanta weather can be really cold, man.
Yeah, for
Right
real.
now,
You, you,
I complain about homeless people around my shop, but lately, man, last couple of days it was so cold. I felt sorry for those people, man. We had
yeah.
people out with the blankets at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, getting ready for that night, man. I mean, it is sad. A lot of people that go through homelessness, or they spend their money, or like you said, right now I'm trying to hire people, and a couple of the guys that inquired about it, one thing I talked to them about is that, hey, listen, as a business owner, my goal is to treat everybody's family as my family. So if you're coming on, I'm also looking out for you when it's slow. I don't want you to struggle. That's why we're gonna structure it certain way, and that's the reason why I have employees that's with me for a long time, and so on. But a lot of people don't realize that's not something that I've learned automatically. It's a lot of the struggle, a lot of the things that happen over the years that you learn, and then you structure it properly and you plan it out so that way these guys don't struggle it. You don't know how many tenters that has inquired lately. Well, first of all, I get a lot of international people trying to inquire about it. I mean, come on, God, I don't know anything about sponsorship, man. I'm sorry. Second, well, a lot of tenters are inquiring. They're talking about that. Hey, it's all good in the summertime, when the jobs are coming in. But what happens when this slow time comes in? How, hey, I'm tired of getting fired as soon as it slows down. I'm tired of not having funds when it's slow, and a lot of it is, honestly, I don't want to put down people, but the reality is a lot of it is your own fault. If you're doing so well, like you said, your dad told you, hey, that money needs to be reinvested, and you're like, no, this is my money. And that's what a lot of people look at, is that you get that good week, and you made $1,500, you made $2,000, and you're like, damn man, now I'm gonna go party hardy, and I'm gonna go buy the Jordans, I'm gonna go do this and go do that, and not look at, like, hey, what about those slow days? Do I have anything saved up for those slow days? What about if business goes down? Some of those things. Thank you for sharing. I mean, this is what we need. We need this stuff so that way people can understand it and better plan themselves. We got a whole bunch of chats going on. Let me catch up on this real quick. So we got Marion saying, "Oh, that's not Marion. I'm sorry. Facebook. Thank you, Montana, for sharing your story with us. Barian said the same thing earlier. Um, some feel ashamed to share their struggles, and that's why I say thank you for that, because a lot of people do feel ashamed to, let people know that they struggle,
Yeah,
and a lot of people that struggle is what makes them stronger and be what they are right now.
that's right, man. I like to be transparent, man. Like I say, because it's not what I always did, man. Is tell people it's not gonna be like you'll see the success, like you say, you'll see everything good, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like, cause man, when I shut down, man, it put me in a little dark place, man. Like I was you might well say I was depressed. You know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking about in my head, I'm just thinking about all this money that's gone. I'm just like, man, the money gone. Like I'm like, I got to leave this place. I didn't spent all this money, and I'm like, and I was depressed, man. So I stepped away from tent. I stepped away from it. I was like, man, I don't want to do it anymore. And
Liz is asking why you coming up as Facebook user. Liz, Facebook needs your authorization to allow this stream to show your name and profile. It's probably because you're probably here the first time and you didn't allow that. You just gotta do that. Gotta go to this link and do it one time. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're 100% on it, man. I mean, a lot of people don't wanna show their and a lot of people, struggle real bad. Like what you say, when you shut down, a lot of people deal with depression, and a lot of people take it to, this is what I got to give a shout out to Jordan. Jordan's on here. He put it out last year, probably I think around Thanksgiving. Like, hey, if you're struggling, man, you just need somebody to talk. Call me. I'm here to listen. And that was really touching, to hear that sometimes that's all you need, man. I mean, you got people out there that are struggling real bad, and they don't have anybody to share with, and that they put themselves in a real dark place. And sometimes all it takes is somebody to listen and just walk you through it. And I want to give that shout out to Shady for doing that a while back. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but it was around Christmas, Thanksgiving time. Um, we got Shady on here. What's up, Shady? We got Avery on here. We got Montana is a great person through and through for sure. All right, where am I at? I have it decent during the slow time. All right, we're just catching on some of these chats. Window tint is a seasonal work. Yes, for sure. We need the more you realize it, the more you plan it out, the better you'll be at that. Money management is important in this industry. Well, in any industry, it is very important, especially if you're trying to go into business for yourself, or even if you're going to work as a worker. You need to know where your money is and how you go through those low times. I'm glad the owners are able to manage it to where I'm able to be working during the slow times for sure. I mean, I have a brother that's kind of like you, Jordan. He does not like dealing with a lot of that stuff. He just wants to work. He's a freaking hard as worker, harder than anybody I have ever seen. He'll bust his ass all day, all night, but he doesn't want to take on a lot of the responsibilities. So there are people out there, that's how they are. There's people that want to, business is a chance itself. It's a struggle. So, realizing that stuff. Why am I coming up as Facebook? We got Shady here. Applying to Facebook list, you have to allow Restream to use your name. I can click on that link. You gotta copy and paste it down. It's not for the copy, I'm sorry. Great seeing you here today, Montana. I think we're almost there, man. Copy and paste it list. Jordan, can you test the link here? Okay, so somebody's gonna attach a link for Liz. Please need to purge their issues sometimes. Yeah, people need to purge it, man. I mean, honestly, that's what's it. The people that volunteer to say, "Hey, I'm here to listen." I mean, that's all. Sometimes it takes is somebody to just talk to you. You be from Cash. No, it don't have to be from me, man. You can just go to that link. If you're on this page, it will go off that link. It's there. It doesn't need to be from me, Shady. That's me. and stay shady. All right, so we're kind of caught up. Let me see if I can throw Liz this link real quick so that way she has it. Give me 1 second. All right, Liz, I'm putting it in the chat. You should be able to click on it now and go from there. All right. I can't find it. My bad, man. All right. So, all right, there we go. That's catching up to the chat, man. I made myself a goal to make sure I catch all the chats so I don't miss anybody on this. So, that's your history, that's your struggle, and I appreciate you sharing again. Now, let's talk about how did the sheriff Tintright, how that happened? How did that form? Little history on that. I'm not familiar with that history, so it'd be a learning experience for me today on that.
Yeah. The Chev tent right came about, man. I was actually this is during the time when I think right around the not 10 battles, but the last 10 battles, not the one just passed, but the one before that. The second one.
22. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we was campaigning, doing different things. You know what I mean? I had these ideas, and when I had these ideas, man, I have to get them out of my head. And that's the reason why I just went marketing crazy with a lot of stuff that I do in the industry. You know what I mean? Because when I come up with ideas, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna post it. So I end up thinking about, I say, sheriff. It need to be somebody to make sure that people is doing tent right. And I thought about it. I say, sheriff tent right. And that's when, you know what I mean, I put on my cowboy hat, put on my gear, put on my lucky boots, which I had. They came in handy because those boots, those purple and white boots, I've been had them for a while, and it fell right in place with tent wigs. Which, you know what I mean, when I started getting involved in the groups, I started seeing more, and I seen tent wigs. I was like, tent wigs, and I had one of the guys in town. He used tent wigs, and he told me, man, you need to check it out. So that's when I checked out tent wigs, the app, and I was like, man, that's like a pretty cool app. Okay, you know what I mean? And then I started brainstorming, coming up with different ideas, to just market, promote tent wigs, just fun stuff to do. And like I said, I came up with Sheriff Tintright. And I
So
think,
wait a minute. Sheriff Tintright was not at the 22 battles, or was it before?
but I'm saying I had came up right before then. Before it actually, before I went to 10 battles, I came up with Sheriff Tintright.
Okay.
So I hadn't we built up Sheriff Tintright right when I started doing it. And then, Eric was like, man, that's funny, that's hilarious. And then it's just, it clicked and everything fell into place. And I started doing more videos of Sheriff Tintright because it had to be somebody to do the quality control, somebody to enforce and make people really get on the game. And that's really what Sheriff Tintright, that's what's going on now, because nobody never know when I'm gonna pop up at this shop to check the gap. I'm not gonna let you know when I'm coming, so the gap numbers are down, Cash.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So
that's a great job that you're doing for the community, the awareness, and you're making it fun. Miriam put out there that she loves your dances. I mean, shoot, man, every one of those videos that I've seen. I mean, I've seen each one of those videos at least 5 times, if not more. I mean, especially at the couple of those gas station ones. Like, I mean, I mean, that's why I was a little confused because I wasn't at I mean, not the 20, not the one that just passed, but the second tenor battles. I wasn't there, but I remember seeing you and your partner competing, and you guys had a lot of good content and material that you guys were doing for the battle. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, wait a minute, Sheriff Tintright, from what I understood, was there at the 22 battles, but you came up with it just right before it, I guess, as your personality for that.
Yeah.
And it stuck around really well.
Yeah. It did, man. It was, like I said, it's like kind of meant to happen because, like I said, those purple boots, they just everything just fell into place, Cash, and ever since then, I just keep it going, man. Try to visit as many shops as I can.
So how do you do that? I mean, that is, something you taking the time out of your day to go visit these shops. I mean, you went and visited Kyle today. You visited Mike. Who else did you visit today? Was it just them two,
Uh,
or
just those two, because my plan was to just pop in on Kyle, and
okay?
they told me that Mike wasn't too far, which I know Mike told me he was in Athens, but I didn't exactly know where. And I hadn't planned. I was gonna shoot up there, holler at Kyle, get with him, and then I was gonna head back. And then I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop by and chat with Mike, and, check out their location, which is very nice. Um, but yeah, man, you know what I mean. I pretty much I try to schedule it, and I try to make those it's certain days that I would come out on, which I can't reveal my certain days. Days that I'll be like, I gotta hit the road. You know what I mean? Like I would have to go and I'll jump up early one morning, man. Make sure everything's good at home, and then I'm gone. I'm on the road, and I just try to pop up as many shops in that area if I can find that that's in the area or on the way back, on the way going. I'll stop by, and then I'll just do a quick gap inspection and leave some goodies with them and and stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to have you pop up on at my shop, man. So I will love that. You are more than welcome to, and if we got time, we can go get some bite together. It was a pleasure meeting you and getting to chat with you, and I appreciate you coming on here today and sharing a lot of your history and a lot of your knowledge. The community definitely appreciates it. Definitely loves Sheriff Tintright. I haven't, heard anything other than greatness for you. So you and Eric came up with this, and you guys are doing this for the community so well, man. We appreciate that.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. It's Decatur, Georgia to be exact, but I'm on right off of 285.
You ready? You ready in the Decatur area? Like,
I'm in Decatur, right off of 285. If you know where the jailhouse is, I can see the jailhouse from my location. So
somebody on Memorial Drive?
Memorial Drive, yes sir. You get off of Memorial Drive. I'm right after the first light on the right hand side, the Big Ten building. But you'll see this. You'll see the tire place out there, Top Tire Service. So my tint service is within that place.
Man, I didn't pass you before. Before I
Oh,
knew
I
you,
bet. I bet.
before
So
I knew you, I didn't pay. That's that. Now, this was post shit. This before shit. Before I even started doing none of that. I didn't
right.
pass that spot before.
Yeah. I mean,
I
you
mean,
can't. My location is pretty well right off the highway. I love it. We struggle to get this location as well. My struggle in Atlanta was really hard too. And when you talk about those cold nights, I've literally spent nights on the floor without any blankets, trying to build up a business. And it was after the 2008 fiasco. Well, it was at the 2007 fiasco because I moved here in Atlanta in 2007. So, when I moved, we got into a place that we had. My back story will get long, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. It was a struggle. So the coldness of Atlanta, I definitely feel it, man.
yeah.
So yeah, but next time you're in Atlanta, man, 285, exit 41, Memorial Drive.
Yeah,
Got the
man.
jailhouse on the left. I'm on the right hand side, opposite side, right after that first light, right next to that motel.
Yeah.
Right across the Church of Chicken. You can't forget Church of Chicken is
I,
right across me.
I already know. I already know because I used to I used to live. I went to school in Atlanta, but I used to live over in on flat shows.
Oh, okay.
Over that way.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I was in Decatur for a minute, then moved on back to Ellenwood. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, man, I was up in that. I was up in Atlanta for a while, man. Cause I was actually I moved. The reason I moved up there, I was going to open up a shop up there, man. You know what I'm saying, a while back, but I moved back to Augusta because my mom is 89, and I moved back to be close to her so I can help take care of her and stuff like that. But yeah, man, my mom she just had a birthday January 29th. But yeah, my mom, man, she's 89, and she's still She move around and like I say, man, she's a tough little woman. But
Well,
that's
happy
me.
late birthday to your mom. That's great that you're helping out mom, man. I love that when family, people that look out for their family, brother. That's very important. A lot of people just need to remember that too.
Yeah, man. So definitely, yeah, Atlanta, man. You right there. I don't know why. I kept thinking you was like Norcross, out there, Duluth. I kept thinking you was out that way, but you right. You right. Yeah, you right there, Cash. Okay.
Well, when I had my warehouse in Duluth, and I plan on opening up a second location over in Duluth, Beaufort area, hopefully by the end of the year. So,
Now you in the you in the first.
look out for that. So,
Okay. But yeah, you perfect then. You right. Like I say, you right there on 285, which is perfect. Like I say, when I went, I think where did I go? I went to visit somebody. I think I popped up on Regis 5 star. But I had to go through, that's up near Norcross going up that way. I already know how the traffic, it's crazy. Like you never know. Like I say, only 285, wherever. It's just that's just how Atlanta is. Which I got family up there, and they used to it. So, but
hey
me,
man, I ran for 6.5 years. I run a distribution center, so I know Atlanta's traffic so well now that I can guide you. I can have you avoid stuff. I got so good that I was able to tell my drivers after seeing them work for a month how they drive, how their habit is, and I was able to give my customers delivery times within like 30 minutes, and we would hit that 30 minutes like nothing in Atlanta. That's hard to do, man. So. But
yeah,
yeah, yeah, we right here, man. Like we right in the middle of everything, right there.
cool,
So
man.
next time you're in there, swing by. But yeah, I mean, flash show, man. I mean, I lived in Harrison when I first moved to Atlanta. That's where I lived, right off of Harrison and Covington Highway. So I know the area very well. All right. So we got some more stuff to kind of catch up on. Let's go back here. Let's see here. Continue to grow. We got that covered. We got Eric Devesh is a great person to represent for sure. Definitely. 100%. Want to see some of your dance moves. We got that. We got thank you for stopping by the shop today, Montana. That was Mike. Mike is on here. Hey, Mike. Mike's a great person, man. Mike is helping out the WFR group big time, man. He's hooking up with the facility, got it connected with us, and man, I can't wait for that event and to kind of see you over there, to see Eric and everybody, and see a lot of this reunion, man. The networking, even Mike Powell's event. Just the networking, man. I was feeling like shit, but I still went out there and just to see that and people sign my the 10 keg what is that? The I'm bad with names right now, man. I'm going blank. Billy freaking Murray's a rap. The second one he
Oh
did
yeah,
that,
okay,
and
okay.
he brought it there, and a whole bunch of people that were there, signed it. I believe I got your signature on there.
I think so. I think
Yeah, I
so.
think I got you. So I know I got a whole bunch of great. There was a lot of great people at that opening, man. Just know that you are appreciated, bro. Yeah, man, definitely you are hella appreciated. Drinking, peel up that great work. All right, Liz, thank you, Mama. All right, we got Johnson. We need Sheriff to find out who the Birdman is. I know, right?
You need to find him
that
out.
that that might be the 24 tenor battles quest or something.
I know. You need to find out. He gonna leave you some clues. He might leave me some feathers or something. I might have to track him down. If he leave me some feathers, some clues that I can kind of go off of. But yeah, man, that's crazy.
Hey
Temporary.
man, Jordan said he wants his gap tested and he knows he's out of the way. I mean, Sheriff Tintright may need to do a cross country tour, man, to catch some of these people.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, Shady.
Shady's
I'm
up. Shady, you're up in Arizona, right? I think he's in
Arkansas. I think he Arkansas.
Arkansas. Arkansas. Okay, yeah, Arkansas. That's where he is.
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, that's yeah, Arkansas, man.
All right, let's get shit. Legit scared the shit out of me when he rolled up, sirens blaring.
Yeah. I roll up, I turn the
Mike
siren.
Mike probably was more worried about his dogs running all over the place. I don't know. He's got that new one that he got from Kyle. Man, that puppy has a lot of energy, man. When we went up there, trying to chew my pants, want to hump the foot and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So he
uh,
got, so he got one of the pups. Yeah, the pups from Kyle.
he got one of the pups from Kyle, man. That
I
pup
seen
is
the
a
pup.
handful.
I seen them pups over there, man. Kyle got a nice, he got a nice location too, man. Yeah, I like the setup. You know what I mean? Him and then like I say, and then Mike. When I went to visit Mike, and them, like man, I like this setup, man. Nice, nice, spacious. Just I was like, yeah, man, I like it. I say, man, I might come work a few days with them. You never know. I might pop up at y'all shops and work with y'all a few days.
I'm concerned. Who saw my graduation in SAC? I think I'm close to you in Yuba City. Who's that? I got a stalker somewhere.
So this CJ graduation.
How many Georgia tenors we got in here? There's a whole bunch of them in here. I guarantee you that much. We got Mike, we got me, we got Kyle. Uh, obviously we got Sheriff Tintright right in here. Everyone has a story. It's great to hear them. All right, happy birthday. Let's say to your mom. I lived
Thank you.
in Georgia for a while. Damn, Liz, I didn't know you lived in Georgia as well. I'll try to catch more of your podcast, Cash. Appreciate it. Welcome anytime. All right, sticker bomb. Yeah, that's right. That's what I couldn't say. Arkansas, yes, sir. All right, you should go live when you roll up. I know, right? That would be something. Uh, US or us, I'm not sure. My spot is cramped but nice. Hey man, as long as it pays the bill, that's all that matters. It's my Dave, aka Winter Tender Life in
They
Yuba
got
City.
space in that shop. Now don't say they ain't no small little shop you in that shaded. Now don't say space in that's somebody's cramped, somebody's cramped. No, that spot, Shady got some space in that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was in Sacramento, Dave, my to go spot was Sacktown off of Stockton Boulevard in Florida, man. I don't know if they're still in business or not, but man, they tended a whole bunch of my cars. My '98 4Runner got tended by them, and I got ceramic way back in the day, like way
Hey,
back in the day. It
what
was
they charge you
expensive as
for it? You
hell,
remember
huh?
what they charge you for it?
Oh, bro, like I paid crazy money. I used to spend crazy money at that time. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I've made a lot of foolish mistakes myself. I mean, so like being in California, you got a whole bunch of stuff. So back in the '90s, you had lowrider shows that used to be huge. You got Reno's Hot August Nights. Like I used to go every Hot August Nights, and you got to trick out your vehicle and go out there. So I had a really custom candy painted Tahoe. I had my Toyota 4Runner that had speakers and everything, audio and video. Man, like I'm talking about like my Tahoe back in what was it, 2001? Probably no, was it 2000? No, 2003. Sorry, 2003. I had six damn screens in my Tahoe that were like visors, the headrest, the back headrest, and then I had a big old 15-inch drop in the middle on top of that. Freaking so much, man. Like that truck, probably $22,000 worth of was just audio and video, and I think I bought the truck for like $8,900. So I've done some stupid stuff.
Yeah. That's how we used to do it, man.
And
I
when
know
I
the same.
got married, my wife was like, "It's either the truck or me. Like, which one? You treat that truck better than you treat me." So, like,
Yeah.
my
I know.
kids now see the picture of it and they're like, "Why did you get rid of it?" I was like, "Cause your mom said either it's her or the truck." But
Yeah.
hey, man, I appreciate you sharing a lot of that stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
So what else we got here? Any financial advice that you want to share with the community? with the listeners. We don't have a lot of people on live, but a lot of people do come watch this afterwards because sometimes it just doesn't work with the schedule.
Cool, cool.
So,
Uh,
what you got for us?
man, my advice, man, is to make sure that you put away for a rainy day. Just when you got those good days, don't think, okay, this is the time I can spend more money because you're making more money. Just hold that money, you put it to the side. If you don't have nothing to really invest it in, just hang tight. Don't spend the money. Only spend it if you have to spend it for the business. You know what I mean? Because as long as you take care of the business don't take care of you. But if you don't take care of the business, then you can't expect, and then you're gonna be looking crazy because the money that you spent was actually supposed to be for the business. So now you're trying to, and it puts more stress on you. You got to work harder, 3 times harder to try to get that money back that you spent. So why put more stress on yourself? And then you got to work harder. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do as many cars, or you're trying to do this because you're trying to make back this money, and it sets you behind. So just when you're making good money, you got to always think about what them slow days. When them slow days come, you need something to hold you over. You know what I mean? Because just say if you slow for a week, but if you haven't been spending money, unnecessary money, then you may be okay for that week or for a month or two, or maybe a year. It's up to you how you want to build that money that you want to have in the reserve in case you got emergency fund, you got saving, you got this, you can come up with different ways how you want to put your money to the side. But my thing is you got to make sure and realize like it's more in saving than it is in spending. Because at the end of the day, you'll be wishing you had that money. You go spend, I don't care if it's $200 or $300. You go spend that money and waste it. It may be 2-3 months down the line. You're gonna be saying, "Man, I wish I had that $300." You know what I mean? You may be $300 short from what you need, and you spent the money. It was the business money, but that's all. Take care of the business, and it'll take care of you. That's all I can say, Cash.
I
Um,
mean, that's a great advice. My uncle used to say this a while back, and I don't know how this kind of translates, but he said business is like a cow. If you want to milk that cow, you got to feed it well. If you feed it well, you'll get a whole lot more milk than, you know, the cow that's hungry. So I don't know how that translates and people understand it or not, but it really worked well for me. Is that you got to invest in your business, and sometimes you got to invest for a long term, and you got to stick to it. If you plan it out right, like right now, a lot of people talk about what you're trying to do and where you're trying to be. A lot of my goals are they're planned out for a year, 3 year, and a 5 year. On my application, when I hire somebody, I ask them what their goals are, 5 year goals, and if you have any 10 year goals. Just to kind of get where the mindset is those people are, and that's what a lot of my advice to a lot of guys and girls is that see your where you want to be in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years. If you don't have those forecast plans, you're not going to be able to accomplish it. If you don't dream it, you're never going to accomplish it. If you dream big, you'll get big. If you don't dream big and you just want to like, hey, I'm just here for the thing, that's how your life is going to be.
yeah,
So
right.
plan it out, um, and you'll do well. So next thing, Pro Tinter. That is yours.
Yeah, protein of brand. It's. I had this idea, man, way back, but I had to put it on hold, and that was part of what I went through, and I didn't want to. I just didn't want, like I told you, I didn't want anything to do with tent, and I was like, man, that I just, I'll do it, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. And this time go around, man, I just said I was gonna, all my ideas, I was just gonna put them out and push them. And that's when pro tenor, I went on and brought it to public. It's behind closed doors. I already had the ideas for us, the artwork and stuff like that I had been designed, and that's why I was able to come out with so much at one time because a lot of the stuff that I already had, but I just never released it. You know what I'm saying? The designs, and stuff like that. So when I finally released it, I was able to, build up a good little bit of merchandise, just to put out, man. Just trying to do something, in the industry, and just support the industry, and stuff like that, man. So that's just what it's about. Pro Tenor is about the people. It's not about, it's me for it's me. I'm the guy that just come up with the ideas and put them out. But Pro Tenor is about the people, and that's what I want tenors to know, that I care about everybody, and I want them to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not this. I'm not just out here trying to make a buck, trying to get something that I'm trying to get rich overnight, or trying to do this or do that. It's just, I look at people and I'm like, man, that person, man, they're professional. You know what I mean? They're good at what they do. You know what I mean? You're a pro tenor. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, some people don't want to add that onto what they do, because they feel like, I've had guys say, well, man, I don't know. That's just too much. You have to live up to calling yourself a pro. But why not call yourself a pro? If you do great work, why not call yourself a pro? If you good at what you do, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying just boasting, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Cash, you know what I mean? But being a pro tenor is, you take pride in what you do. You believe in doing quality work. You believe in treating people right. Integrity, your character, the way how you carry yourself, all that you can apply, and it helps you, when you're a pro. So,
Well, David just shared a link of you doing holding the filter.
okay, the
What do you
10
think
week
about that filter?
2000.
Yeah. So
Oh,
is that sold through you, or is that sold through Tinwiz?
no, that we did that, man. That was like a giveaway. It was a giveaway item. I still
Okay.
have a few. I maybe have maybe 5 or 6 left. Did you ever get one?
No, I never got
Okay,
one.
okay, cool, no problem. But
uh,
yeah, those filters, man. And when I first came out with them, I was letting everybody know those filters have ceramic crystals inside. Everybody loves ceramic tint, right? But they have ceramic crystals inside, so your water is being purified by ceramic crystals.
nice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you got your water. It's a lot of guys out there using bad water, and they trying to wonder why they got these little particles and stuff inside of
Right.
the film. It's because your filtration system. You're probably not even using one. Water straight out of the faucet, and stuff like that. Like, a lot of guys, you want to cut down all that contamination, because it doesn't. I think it has I think that it affects the adhesive. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that the bad water affects the adhesive, and that's just why I say everybody's supposed to have some type of filtration system. If you want to get a clean tint job, you want to start with your water, along with prepping and all that good stuff. But if you got bad water, no matter how good you prep, you spraying the contaminants and the particles back on the glass. So yeah, I'll get you a Tint Wiz 3000, Cash.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
So,
get you.
what is your favorite thing on Pro Tinter? Now, before that, I am gonna do a little complaint, man. I see all these people that are promoting Pro Tinter, and they got this back window tool that everybody loves, and these little S's that holds on the door panels. Every time I go on your Pro Tinter, they're sold out, man. I haven't been able to buy those damn things. What's the inside? When you gonna get those in, man? I need to do a pre-order on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they'll be in soon.
Okay, all right. I love those things, man. I see it so many damn people that have it. I'm like, damn, I need to do that. But what is your favorite thing that you have on your Pro Tinter?
Favorite thing? Oh man, that's a tough one, Cash. I like, well, this right here, like, is one of the kind of like the jackets. You know what I mean? Pro Tender jacket. It got a little oval, with the tent, tent going across it and stuff like that. Then it got tint on the back. I don't know if you kind of can see it.
Right.
Um, but Yeah, man, it's pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's quite a few things on I like, man. That I've even just got myself that I haven't even kind of wore yet. But it's a lot of great little things, man. I got the tumblers, the packing heat tumbler, and different things like that. But it's quite a few things on there, man, that I really like, that I designed and put out there for everybody. Um, but yeah, man, you know.
Well, everybody got that Tint University jacket, hoodie. I know a lot of people been uh, doing that. That's a Tint Wiz or that's yours?
That right there, that is that is like the what that was a 10th Wiz edition, that I did. You know what I mean? I told Eric and we talked about it. And I said I was going to release a 10th Wiz edition hoodie with the 10 University, and and that's when I brought that one out. Rap Round, Rap Full, Amelia Island, stuff like that. It was on the
All
website.
right. So for the people that's watching, I'm gonna pay for somebody to get one of these. Either you can pick the hoodie or the jacket that Sheriff Tintright is wearing. But for that, we need to get a number from Sheriff. Text it to me, Sheriff. Let's have these guys guess a number so we can give it a giveaway since it's Pro Tinter. We give some business to Pro Tinter as well.
Awesome, awesome. Okay,
So just bill me for it. I will pay for that and the shipping.
gotcha.
But we'll get a winner for the people that are watching.
Mhm.
Your choice, whatever you guys want. I mean, he's got a couple of jackets. He's got them in black. He's got them in white. He's got them in red. Or if you want the purple tint university, any one of those four, man. Whatever you guys like. So, sheriff is gonna send me the number. I just got it. Let me see here. All right, your parameters for this is gonna be between 5 and 35, and it starts now.
Who's gonna be the
I,
lucky?
I love this on 10 to Tuesday on Jason's show. People go crazy when they.
Yeah,
uh, I think you picked a good number though.
yeah, yeah.
Look at Liz and Tim. I think we only have two participants right now. It's between Liz and Tim. Let's see who gets to the
I
number
know
first.
Dave. I know Dave.
Dave is on there. Dave's like, I'll let Liz do it. And look at that. They're guessing the same number. uh, I haven't seen it yet, guys. I keep at it. It's fun.
Keep at it. Keep at it.
Keep at it. Keep at it. If you see it, let me know. I'm keeping an eye on this. We already know who the out of the two people who's gonna be the winner.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
Like I said, I don't get a lot of people here. Wow, Liz got it. Tim, Liz beat you.
Liz
Marion's
got
like 100. Mike started really late. Liz got it. It was
Liz
12,
got
guys. Congratulations, Liz. Uh,
Congratulations,
go.
Liz.
Let me know what you want, which one you want, and what color you want it in, and I'll get it. I'll get it paid out so that way Sheriff Tinwright can get that shipped out to y'all.
Cool, cool. Definitely appreciate
Uh, but I appreciate you coming on, man, sharing your little history, your tough times. I know it's tough to share a lot of this, and we appreciate you for doing that and taking the time out to come onto the show. Hopefully, people can get some advantage out of the show here. Got to make it fun sometimes. Just giving detailed information sometimes gets boring. So, having a guest like yourself, it's really fun to have on and kind of share some of the information so that way people can grow as well.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Easy, but Liz got me first. Tim's kind of like hurt that he didn't get to win. Uh, Marion, the number was 12. Liz got to it first. I don't know why you guessed 100, but I need to set an alarm when these shows air. Yeah, man, that's how I had to catch a lot of the shows. Getting involved I've got a show for Tuesday Tool Talks with Rick McIntyre. I got an alarm for Jason's show. I got an alarm for Shady, but Shady keeps on changing his time because sometimes he's at 6, sometimes he's at 7. Those are a couple of the shows that I try to attend or watch. But it's fun being part of the industry, the collaboration, and just learning and growing. And it's I appreciate what everybody does. I mean, especially you, Eric, Marco, everybody that does all the stuff that they do on their own time, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to create content just for your business, but you guys do it for the community. That is awesome. Just want to say thank you, and thank you again for coming on. Now,
Sure.
last thing before we go here, what is your advice on tinting? Best advice you can give on tinting?
On tinting,
Yeah.
this advice on tinting. Uh, best advice I can say on tinting, man, is whatever you do, you know what I mean, just try to do it the best you can do it. You know what I mean, quality wise. Because on the tent side, man, like a lot of times, people will try to rush and try to move fast. You just want to make sure that you take your time and do a great job, and stuff like that, man. 'Cause that's it. At the end of the day, your name is on it, and definitely, like Miriam say, no gaps, no gaps, no gaps. Gaps are bad. Gaps are really bad. Uh,
Right.
Gaps makes you sad. Like when I see a gap, it makes me sad. Like I don't like to see gaps. So yeah, no gaps, and no gaps nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to make sure that you just, yeah, no gaps.
No, it's a great advice. I mean, guys, do what you guys are gonna do. Focus on it. The speed will come with it, but do what you can do it at the best you can do on it.
Yeah,
I was reading a post earlier where Mike Watson was part of it. Was that hey, pricing? Don't go killing your pricing, man. If you got a business structure, sit with your business structure. Let it work out. Give it time. Be prepared to give it time, and
yeah,
in the long run, it will only benefit you. And stop doing the $99 10 jobs, man. That doesn't help you. It doesn't help anybody else, and especially those crazy gaps that come in. I mean, well, it does help us. For the guys that's looking for the quality jobs or sticking to the quality job, we can take care of that stuff.
yeah.
But like Sheriff said, stick to what you do it good, and it will grow on its own. Guys,
Right.
thank you so much. We're a little bit over the time that we normally spend here, but this was a great podcast. I appreciate you again, Montana, for coming on, brother.
I
Looking
appreciate
forward to
you. Yeah,
you visiting me one of these days.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. You right there. You right there in my favorite. Like I say, Decatur is greater, man. That's what. Man, I had some real good times. Like it was always Atlanta was my spot, man. Like tent. I used to I worked a lot with the Hunt brothers over,
Oh, okay.
over on County Road, and then with Terrell from Royal.
Roll treatment. Yep.
Yeah,
See, Trail was my tinter for my cars before I started tinting.
wow. Okay, that's what's up.
So,
That's what's up, man. Yep, Terrell. I used to work with Terrell for a while, man. And yeah, yeah, man. That was my area, man. Up there, man, in Atlanta, man. I do be missing it because that's like my second home. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna
oh
be on.
man, you worked all around my area.
Yeah, real.
All right, brother. Have a great night. Everybody, have a great night. Thank you all for coming and being part of this. We will see you guys at the next one.